Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson in the First Alert Weather Center with his hands very busy today, Mike.
Quite a day, I'll tell you, folks. It really came on pretty much right on time. I said the snow would begin about 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. along the Front Range. It started at 8:06 a.m. at my house, so I'll take that as a pretty okay one. This is what it looked like. Marcia Hobart sent this at Estes Park from late this morning. Here's our live shot up at the Pearl Street Mall in Boulder, where it continues to snow at a pretty good clip. It's been a little bit heavier times, then lightened up just a little bit. Roads are getting very, very icy. I want to go just a little bit weather geeky on you here. So we've been talking about the bomb cyclone. So I drew it up with a hand analysis. It's the low pressure system out over southeastern Colorado. Here's Denver right here. You put the isobars or the contours on this map, and this is a very intense low, almost like an inland hurricane. And so the winds swirl around that, almost as swirling down a drain. And that's why we have the very strong wind flow that continues at this hour. How strong? These are the current gusts, 64 miles per hour at DIA. We've seen them up to 70 miles per hour, 45 at Keensburg, 40 at Fort Morgan. Of course, this is all blowing snow all over the place. Visibilities in many locations down right around 0 at the present time. And with that, you might have seen the lights flicker a little bit. We're getting something called galloping conductors. And what that is, the wind's blowing that wet, heavy snow onto the transmission lines. The snow forms a little bit of a wing on that wire and causes the wires to start to float around or gallop. And as those wires move, they don't break, but they arc. And that's what causes the power outages that we're seeing in many locations, and we'll continue to see that for a while. And with that, it's cold, folks. 26 right now in Denver. Feels like temperature at the wind is about 5 degrees on exposed skin. Out ahead of the storm system, it's 51 at Dodge City, but that storm has wrapped all the cold air around it. And there's just plenty of advisories, watches, warnings. Pretty much every county in the state is colored some color this afternoon. The blizzard warning from Denver to the northeast, the high wind warning where there's less snow falling down to the south, winter storm and avalanche warnings coat the high country. And this is what it looks like zooming in a little bit closer. This is the worst area of the state right now in the northeast quarter of Colorado. Roads closed, power outages. It's likely until about early tomorrow morning, but most likely through the afternoon and overnight tonight. And for the Denver area, the blizzard warning goes right on to the about Sheridan Boulevard and off to the east. So Jefferson County up into Gilpin and Clear Creek and down into Park. Those are just winter storm warnings, just. And the only reason there is that the mountains kind of break up that really strong wind flow and make it a little more scattered up that way. Blizzard warnings continue up Fort Collins and Greeley and all the way out across Fort Morgan. Most severe conditions now until about midnight. So for the most part, and Jason Luber will get to this in just a bit, you might as well just stay home because there's not much else to do because the roads are pretty well slammed shut, and certainly so is the airport. There's the core of that inland cyclone, the bomb cyclone, if you will. And the reason we call it a bomb cyclone is how quickly or explosively it's developed in the past 24 hours. Just a really deep low pressure system between Burlington and Lamar, with the circulation around it swirling in all of that moisture into Colorado's northeast plains. The darker areas are the heaviest snow, and if you looked close, you saw a few of the lightning strike indications. Yes, we're getting thunder snow out of this particular weather maker for today, and that's a sign of how vigorous the motion is in the atmosphere, kind of pulling off the electrons from the snowflakes up there and causing the thunder and lightning to develop. When you see thunder snow indicated on a map, oftentimes that's snow falling at 2 inches per hour. So it's big time stuff. And across the Front Range, the darker colors, the heaviest snows, it's going to kind of keep pouring in here all afternoon into the evening. So easily pick up another 6, maybe 8 inches of snow in many locations, despite the fact that we already had a 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of water with the rain that fell earlier this morning. So give you a little tour of the cameras. This is our camera at Civic Center Park. Not much traffic showing up on the roads at the present time. Here's Fort Morgan. It was raining up until about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Now that's gone over to heavy snow and strong winds. Man, you can't see much out there on our Viero camera in Akron. It is a full-blown high plains blizzard out there. But Burlington, still in the warmer air ahead of this, so it's raining in Burlington. It'll go over to snow a little bit later on this evening. This is the view up at Loveland Ski Area. A great powder day up there, if you can get up there. So this is the map. You can see that storm system kind of rolling off away from us. By 7 o'clock, still good bands of snow, and the winds indicated here, some very strong winds coming in as well. And temperatures are going to be cold enough to cause some real travel troubles because I'll let Jason talk about this a little bit more in a moment, but any product that they would have tried to put on the roads last night washed off with the rain, and then you get the snow and very quickly the freezing temperatures. So our forecast, blizzard warning continues. We'll drop to 22 for tonight, and then for tomorrow it's going to be a slow go in the morning, and a lot of the schools reopening will really depend on how much progress the plows make overnight tonight and early tomorrow. Windy and cold, a high of only 32. I do have a silver lining though in all of this. By the time we get to Friday, it's back up to 42 degrees, and by the time we get to the weekend, we're looking at highs get back into the low to mid 50s.